right, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for being here. And welcome to City Hall. My name is Catalina Rodriguez Lima. All right. My name is Catalina Rodriguez Lima, and I am the director of the Baltimore City Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, known as MEMA. We're here today to honor the contributions of our Latino, Latine, and Latinx communities. Today's event is a reminder of the deep roots Latinos have in our city, from the arts and education to politics and businesses. Latinos are an integral part of our city. On this month, let's take time to reflect, celebrate, advocate, and recognize those paving the way for future generations. As we celebrate, we must also acknowledge the ongoing struggles that many face in our community. Barriers to employment opportunities, disparities in healthcare, immigration challenges, and the fight for social and political inclusion. It is our collective responsibility to not only celebrate heritage, but also work towards a future where everyone, regardless of what their background or immigrant status, has the opportunity to thrive. And I say we because this is something that government alone cannot do. We need you all. This brings me to an important point tonight. Let's use this month to celebrate and advocate. Let's advocate for systemic change, to not just honor our heritage, but to fight for the dignity and the rights of the people that we serve. And while we are celebrating, we also must remember that our work is far from over, and that we all have a role in playing and creating meaningful change, and that we all, every single person in this room, in your respective roles and your respective corners, can be and you are agents of change. And now it is my great honor to introduce someone who shares this commitment of meaningful change. A leader who has been a strong advocate for inclusion and equity in our city. Under his leadership, our city has developed multiple programs inclusive of immigrants regardless of immigrant status. He's introduced policies to improve access to city services for those who cannot speak English, and supported hundreds of mixed status families access much needed resources. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Brandon Scott.
Thank you, Madam Director. Let's give it up for our fabulous director. And welcome to your City Hall, everyone. And let me be the first to say welcome to City Hall and happy Hispanic Heritage Month here in Baltimore. Let's give a big round of applause for all of us. I'm proud to also be here with Councilwoman Odette Ramos, who is with us this evening. We know the Councilwoman does fabulous work. Our fabulous Inspector General, Isabel Cummings, is here with us this evening as well. We know that this month holds a profound significance. It offers us a moment to really reflect on the rich heritage, traditions, and experiences that have shaped and continue to shape our city. And over the years, Baltimore's Latino communities have contributed immensely to our city through their strong commitment to family, faith, hard work, service, and community. Simply put, Baltimore wouldn't be the city it is today without your value and invaluable presence. Tonight, we honor those who have made Baltimore better, and we extend our hearts to those who continue to arrive with dreams, hopes, and aspirations, seeking a better life for themselves and their families. And it's important for me to note that at this very peculiar and interesting time in our country's history, that we just want you to know again and again and again that we welcome you to Baltimore, despite what anybody says. And we will continue to be here to support you because when you are here, you are Baltimorean. And as long as you are operating within the righteousness of our city and working in our community to improve our community, working to improve for you and your family, you will be welcome here. This year, Baltimore's population estimates tell us something very important. Latinos remain the fastest growing demographic in our city. And according to the recent census data, the population grew by more than 10,000 people, a remarkable 28.9% increase in just 1 year. The challenge is for us to do that again next year. Let's bring more and more folks who want to move to Baltimore to help the culture thrive, to understand that we are a city that's welcoming for everyone, and we want every family to be able to thrive here in our city. This growth really tells us something vital. Latinos see Baltimore as a place where they can build their lives, and that's critical because Baltimore's success depends on making sure that everyone, regardless of race, ethnicity, language, and national origin or immigration status, feels truly welcome in Baltimore. Tonight, as we gather in unity and solidarity, we celebrate the many different Latino communities that have found a home here in Baltimore. I am proud to see so many of you here tonight representing this wonderful diversity. Your achievements, your talents, and your unbreakable spirit make Baltimore a truly welcoming city for all, and it's an honor to represent each and every one of you. We're diligently working to build a city that actually works for all Baltimoreans, of all backgrounds and of all circumstances. And we're making progress in so many areas, from public safety to investments and assets that families rely on, to economic development that consider those who need it the most. We've invested hundreds of millions of dollars into improving our rec centers and rec spaces, building new rec centers, renovating new rec centers, renovating parks and play spaces across the city of Baltimore, and pools, many of them in neighborhoods that had not been touched since I was a little boy. Every single Baltimorean deserves access to world-class facilities that they feel they can truly take advantage of, whether that's in Patterson Park or Clifton Park or Park Heights or Brooklyn and South Baltimore. And that's what we're working towards every single day. We're also seeing remarkable progress in making our neighborhoods safer, reducing violence in Baltimore the right way that doesn't target individuals just because of how they look or where they live. And we're getting the results with homicides down an additional 26% this year. And that's 26% on top of the historic 20% from last year. And non-fatal shootings down 36% this year across the city of Baltimore. Even total property crime is down 19%. And we're also tackling one of Baltimore's long-standing challenges, like vacant housing. We know the burden that vacants place on our residents and our communities, and so far, we have the lowest number of vacants that our city has had in over 20 years, and we're working with our partners at Build and GBC and the council and the state to have a plan to eliminate vacants over the next 15 years. So many of these things directly impact our immigrant communities, and the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs does incredible work to help reach out in every way that they can. Through their work, we have supported over 700 Latino families in accessing vital services and resources that are often difficult to reach due to language barriers and mistrust of government. We have funded this with ARPA, and this effort will continue to support families through 2025. Additionally, we took a major step by codifying that office into law. This ensures, yes. This ensures that regardless of who's in office, immigrants will continue to be prioritized and supported in Baltimore. None of these efforts would be having that impact without the feedback and the work from our community and the invaluable work of the Hispanic Commission. So thank you all for your dedication and your hard work. But we know there is much more work ahead. That's why I'm proud to announce that just last month, I introduced a bill to the City Council to create Baltimore's first language access law. This law will ensure that individuals who don't speak English as their first language will have equitable access to essential city services, bringing us into compliance with federal standards. And as we look ahead to the new year, stay tuned for more developments, including one that is very, very important for me, and I'm finally glad that we're getting deep and around to it, Councilwoman, around building the city's municipal ID program, something that I myself champion as a city councilman, alongside increased coordination to improve access to immigration legal services. And before I close, I think we must remember the tragedy that we all faced as a community with the Key Bridge and the taking of 6 lives from the community who are no longer with us. So let us take a moment of silence to honor the lives of Dorlian, Miguel, Jose, Alejandro, Maynard, and Carlos. Thank you. But I think even in the sense of that heartbreaking tragedy that we will never forget, and we will continue to be there to support everyone impacted, I was inspired by the way our city and our region came together. So many individuals and organizations stepped up to help the victims, families, and survivors. And I want to extend my deepest gratitude to CASA, the Esperanza Center, Beam, Pro Bono Counseling Services, the Baltimore Civic Fund, the Baltimore County Executive's Office, Baltimore Crisis Response, MEMA, and the Red Cross. Let's give all of them a big round of applause. These organizations really embody the spirit of Baltimore and how strong that we are. And we show the world what it means to be a community during a time of hardship and grief. And this isn't in my notes, but I'm going to say it anyway. When we had the House Appropriations Committee from Congress come onto a ship to view the Key Bridge with the governor, myself, and many other people, the vice chairman of the committee, who just happens to be a former mayor, took me aside and said, "Mr. Mayor, I've been to many of these dealing with tragedies all around the country, but you all should be proud because we've never seen a more coordinated, connected effort, organized effort like we've seen here in Baltimore. And that's because of the work of all of us. So thank you very much and give yourselves a round of applause." Thank you all for being here tonight. And it's moments like this and like what we went through this year that reminds us of the power of community, resilience, and hope. And now I'd like to turn it over to our good Councilwoman Ramos, to share a few words. Ma'am?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to thank you for your leadership, not just during the crisis, but all that you're doing for our Latino community and for our community at large. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. I'm so grateful to be here with all of you today. The crowd gets bigger every year, so I'm grateful. I want to also welcome you to City Hall. This is the People's Hall. I want to give you a little bit of history. This is the longest, this is the still operating in use City Hall in the country. So this is the longest. And so this is also very important because in the very chamber where we make laws now, is where Mayor Preston and the council at the time made the first laws that said, you black people will live here, you white people will live here, you immigrants will live here. The racist redlining, the racist housing policy started right here in this chamber. So it's a very humbling experience to walk through those doors, to go through that chamber every single day, to know that we are dismantling that. But having you here is so important because you are also helping us dismantle that by being in our city, by us welcoming immigrants to our city, for all of us to make sure that every single resident who is here, no matter what language you speak or where you're from, that you are welcome in any part of Baltimore City. And so having you come here is symbolic of that. It's very important. Please invite, we'd love to do tours and show you this area and this building. We'd love to educate all of our young people because it's such an important place that we hope more people can come and learn about. And then also go forth into the world and make sure that what happened here before never happens again, and that we continue to dismantle that. So I'm so grateful again to be here. This was a very tough year for our community. It was a very tough year. And by the way, it still is, because of the hate and the vitriol that we are hearing from certain people, right? And that is keeps getting repeated by other people. And I just want to say that you're in Baltimore, you're in Maryland. We want everybody here. And at the same time, we have to defend and help our residents that are not here. We want to make sure that everybody feels as though, they belong. So we're going to keep up that fight. We're going to continue to keep up that fight. And anybody who wants to come to Baltimore is welcome. No matter what language you speak, wherever you're from, we want you here. And then also, of course, what the mayor was talking about in terms of our residents who, tragic victims of the bridge collapse, but also we lost some family members in a tragic fire that could have been prevented. And so one of the things that we work on is looking at what's happening in our community, like that whole block on Lombard Street. They did not have fire alarms, right? Why? Because the landlords aren't properly licensed, because they're taking advantage of our community. And so we still have work to do, right? We are so positive and excited about Baltimore, and yet we have so much more work to do. So I just want to make sure that we know that everybody here who's doing great work, thank you so much for everything you do. Please call on us. I love taking field trips, so out of my district to be able to learn some more. But also, I have to say, being the first Hispanic elected official in Baltimore City is a wonderful and challenging role, because I shouldn't be the only one. With our population growing so quickly, our community growing so quickly, we need more. It's lonely where I am. I was just telling one of our colleagues back there that when I walked in, I have all this experience in housing and community development, plus I'm loud, and I don't have a poker face, and they didn't know what to do with me. And so we're really trying to break those molds and make sure that, we are heard, particularly as Latinas. And so I, want to make sure that women can come and Latinas can come and visit to show what it is possible, that it is possible to be here. So thank you all for everything you do in our communities. It is so important. I'm so honored to represent all of you and to represent my communities. I'm so grateful for my constituents to allow me the opportunity as well. I do want to thank Catalina. She has done an amazing job with Mima and with everything else as well. I want to acknowledge Juliana Valencia Banks as well as a major superwoman. She's a city resident but works for Baltimore County, and the two of them are just amazing and put everything in place to make sure that the families are supported, both at the Lombard Street fire as well as the crisis at the bridge. So again, thank you so much, all of you, for being here. Thank you so much for what you do, and just keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman, for your remarks and for really all the work that you do to advance the well-being of Latinos. And now we're going to announce the winners of the 2024 Mayor's Hispanic Heritage Awards. And for this section of the evening, I want to invite our commissioners to join me. So I'm going to call on Commissioner and Chair Giusti, Commissioner Velasquez, Commissioner Cardona, Commissioner Visker, and Commissioner Valencia Banks to present the awards.
right, are y'all ready? Okay, let's go. Okay, so for this year's Hispanic Heritage Awards, I present Carrie Aguilar with the Emerging Leader Award. Yay. So, born in El Salvador, Carrie joined Casa Mis Espacios program in search for community and connection with other youth. What started as an opportunity to get involved quickly blossomed into something much bigger. Carrie became a standout leader and an unwavering advocate for her peers. Her dedication to service is evident throughout her consistent volunteering at community events, and her leadership extends beyond herself. She's brought friends into her program, encouraging them to engage with the community and embrace other opportunities at Casa that they provide. Carrie's passion for higher education shone during her 2023-2024 school year when she enrolled in the Mayor's Scholars Program and Casa Scholarship, inspiring her peers to pursue college as well. Today, Carrie is enrolled as in Baltimore City Community College, majoring in early childhood education, where she has already risen as a leader among her peers. Her love for education and her community continues as she returns to volunteer with CASA's youth programs, mentoring and supporting the next generation of students. Carrie Aguilar is a remarkable example of leadership, service, and perseverance. Her commitment to lifting others as she rises makes her a truly deserving candidate for the Hispanic Heritage Awards. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Commissioner Desi Velasquez, and for this year's Hispanic Heritage Award, I present Maria Fernanda Quintero with the Educator Award. As a dedicated programs coordinator at CASA, Maria's passion for supporting unaccompanied children and young people is deeply rooted in her own experiences. What began as an interest in helping young immigrants during her college years has blossomed into a lifelong commitment to making a meaningful difference. Maria's influence is remarkable. She has guided over 150 students through the financial aid process and helped more than 110 navigate the challenging journey of applying to college. Her dedication to immigrant youth, particularly those facing barriers to higher education, ensures they have tools and confidence needed to pursue their dreams. But Maria's work goes beyond academics. She is a fierce advocate for empowering young voices. By working closely with schools, families, and educators in Baltimore City and County, she helps immigrant students and their family overcome unique challenges, giving them the support they need to thrive. Maria is a mentor, a source of encouragement, and an embodiment of values of her Hispanic heritage. She shows her students that they are not only capable, but also deserving of success and love. Through her tireless efforts, Maria is not just changing lives, she is helping to build a more inclusive and equity future for all of us.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Commissioner Luis Cardona, and it's my honor to present for this year's Hispanic Heritage Awards, Lydia Walder Rodriguez with the Service Provider Award. Lydia is a tireless advocate for social justice and a beacon of hope for immigrant communities in Maryland. Through her work with Casa de Maryland, Lydia has dedicated her career to empowering Latino families and advocating for the rights of immigrants and low-income communities. As a leader at Casa, Lydia has been instrumental in expanding the organization's services, which include legal assistance, education, housing support, and workers' rights advocacy. Under her leadership, Casa has grown into a critical resource for countless families across the state, offering vital support to those most in need. Lydia's advocacy reaches far beyond local communities. She has been a powerful voice in campaigns for immigration reform, healthcare access, and social services at the local, state, and federal levels. Her commitment has influenced policy changes and raised awareness of the challenges faced by immigrant communities. In addition to her leadership, Lydia remains deeply engaged with the community, participating in outreach programs, workshops, and events that empower individuals to understand their rights and navigate complex immigration systems. Lydia Walder Rodriguez exemplifies leadership through her unwavering dedication to social justice and her passion for uplifting marginalized voices. Her work continues to inspire all of us to strive for a more inclusive and just society. Now, as I understand it, Lydia is not here to accept this award today, but we do have someone in lieu of Lydia.
We have Julia Fernandez here to accept Lydia's award. And as you may not be surprised, Julia is actually in New Orleans with 300 Dreamers at the 5th District Court fighting for DACA.
Hello, everybody. My name is Flor Justi, and I'm the president of the Hispanic Commission. And it is my great pleasure to present Josefa Nunez with the Volunteer Award. She is an exceptional individual whose unwavering commitment to her community shines brightly. Josefa, through her professional work at Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center and her dedicated volunteer efforts with Centro Sol, Josefa has made a profound impact on those around her, embodying the true spirit of service. In her role at Johns Hopkins Bayview, Josefa makes a direct difference in the lives of vulnerable patients, helping them navigate the hospital's financial assistance program with empathy and compassion. But her generosity extends far beyond her professional duties. Whether supporting local festivals, facilitating important conversations, or offering a helping hand at community events, Josefa is a constant source of support and kindness. Her selflessness is truly inspiring. Time and again, Josefa has gone above and beyond to assist families facing food insecurity and other challenges, responding immediately and without hesitation when help is needed. Josefa Nunez is a shining example of what it means to serve others. Her dedication, generosity, and tireless efforts have touched countless lives, and she is truly deserving of recognition during Hispanic Heritage Month. Thank you, Josefa.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, Councilwoman Ramos, estimada familia. My name is Commissioner Juliana Valencia Banks, and for this year's Hispanic Heritage Awards, I am privileged to present Herelis Parks with the Delfina Pereda Echeverria Award. Erelis is a dedicated leader and an advocate who has made a significant impact in her community since arriving to the U.S. from Venezuela in 2016. As the community school coordinator at Baybrooks Elementary Middle School, Erelis works to support students with their families by partnering with nonprofits to provide essential resources like school supplies, healthy meals. By partnering with nonprofits, she also contributes to a monthly food pantry. She has also empowered Hispanic and Latino families in the Brooklyn-Curtis Bay area by developing parent-led volunteer groups, giving them a voice in school decisions and community initiatives. Erelis' advocacy extends to public health, where she served as a community health coordinator for South Baltimore, focusing on COVID-19 education, vaccination, and mental health services. She also supports Latina victims of domestic violence through her work with House of Ruth, helping them access resources they need. Her work is an exceptional example of building bridges between the Latino community and other entities of communities in Baltimore City, which exemplifies the spirit of the late Delfina Eidy Pereda Echeverria, for whom this award is named after. Erelis' leadership is further recognized through her role at the Greater Baybrook Alliance Board of Directors and her involvement with the United Way of Maryland's Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee. Her tireless effort continues to uplift students, families, and vulnerable communities. Please join me in congratulating her.
I'm going to invite, for those who are wondering, Heidi is Miss Delfina's grandson. Stay right there. Stay. One, two, three. Got it. I congratulate the winners, and I want to thank the commissioners for not only presenting the awards, but also helping review the number of applications that we get every single year and going through the daunting process of reviewing and selecting the winners. I want to close this event with some music and performance by Edwin Perez. And in case you don't know him, Edwin is the recipient of the 2024, well, when he's not singing, he's a teacher. And this year, he was the recipient of the 2024 Latinx Educator Awards by the Latinx Education Collaborative. He's also a recipient of the 2024 Neighborhood Spotlight Award by the Baltimore Community Foundation for his work at the Creative Alliance and supporting Latino youth. Help me in welcoming Edwin.
Okay. Are you ready to get up and dance, please? This song is Guantanamera, and I want to see you moving and shaking and waving. If you can't stand and just dance in your seats and sing along with me, please. Here we go. You all know the words, right? Okay. Okay, technology gods, please work. Gracias.
Thank you so much, Edwin. And thank you to everyone who came this evening. I really appreciate you and your partnerships and all the work that you do throughout our city. As the mayor said, Baltimore is strong, and it is strong because of all of you. Have a nice evening. This is the end of today. Hope keep networking, keep eating if there's any food, but hang around. Thanks, everyone.